Welcome to FluteChats.com, a flute podcast with host Viviana Guzman.
My name is Viviana Guzman, and I'm here at the National Flute Association Convention. And this afternoon, I have the pleasure of meeting with Alexa Still. Hey. Thanks for joining me, Alexa. It's such a pleasure. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the flute? You're from New Zealand, and just a little bit about your history.
I wanted, depending on who you talk to play saxophone or bagpipes, and I got a flute.
That's like me. I wanted the flute, and I got the accordion. At least that was my first instrument. And then what happened?
I just like playing. I was shipped off to recorder lessons. I don't know if everybody knows what a recorder is, a little plastic thing about this long, kind of similar fingering and indestructible and very cheap. And I did that when I was about 4. And
4?
Yeah, so when I got to about...
And this is in New Zealand?
Yeah, Saturday morning music lessons where everybody does it in groups, And I remember clapping out names and, notes about this big. And then by the time I got big enough to sort of think about instruments and got given the flute, I was reading music and pretty fluent, so it was fairly fast.
Right.
Fast progress,
right,
yeah.
Right,
so.
And then what happened? Training, teachers?
I had a wonderful teacher. My very first teacher was a symphony player. I think probably not very clued up about teaching pedagogy or anything like that, but we just played duets and it was a lot of fun. And then my second teacher put me on the straight and narrow. We actually did scales and exciting things like that. And got doing exams, be like solo and ensemble type contests, that sort of thing. And the whole time, I was quite sick when I was a kid. I'm an asthmatic and spent a lot of time with...
Me too.
I
almost died in Manaus in Brazil. Don't ever go there. It's horrible for asthmatics.
Oh well.
But I survived.
Yeah, well, so I was at home a lot with collapsings and chest infections and the usual crap, and played flute, played along with radio, Yeah.
So do you keep an inhaler with you at all times?
All the time.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I mostly loan it to other people. And so through high school, I was kind of in mixed minds about what I wanted to do. I quite liked the idea of being an artist, and I quite liked the idea of doing tool and die making apprenticeship with Air New Zealand. But I wound up doing flute because I was good at it, and it seemed like a sensible thing just to keep going on it, and it's been great. And I did my undergrad in New Zealand, and then I came to the States and did my master's and doctorate in New York.
Where in New York?
State University of New York at Stony Brook.
Oh, okay.
Samuel Barron, and I studied with Tom Leifinger on the side. And I wasn't really setting out to do a doctorate or anything fancy, but as a foreign student, I had to be enrolled, and I had to be doing something. Yeah. So, and then I got my job in the New Zealand Symphony. I was principal flute there for a long time.
And then you were in Colorado somewhere too.
Yeah. I left the orchestra and I went to teach at the University of Colorado at Boulder. And then I got sort of headhunted to go back down to Sydney, and I've been teaching at the Sydney Conservatory of Music. And I've just taken a job at Oberlin Conservatory.
Fantastic! And when did this happen?
The last few months.
Wow, the new Oberlin teacher. Wonderful, huh? Well, other than Oberlin, what else? Do you have any other projects that you're doing? CDs, things?
Yeah. I've got 2 CDs in the can.
What are they?
Really cool music, actually. So I'm waiting for them to come out. It's a long process, isn't it? I've got 1 CD of it's got Schoenfeld's Slovakian children's songs, and a bunch of pieces that go with that really nicely. And another one's got Schwartner's Looking Back, and the Razor Valley Songs Persian Folk Suite number 12E. Which I just played today. It's a fantastic piece, glorious. And Ross Edwards, who's an Australian composer, and Anthony Ritchie is a New Zealand composer. But that's all kind of distinctive, wonderful music. Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. Very nice. Wow. And if anyone would like to get a hold of you, your website?
Yeah, alexastill.com.
Well, Thank you, Alexa Still, the new Oberlin professor. I am Viviana Guzman, and we're here at the National Flute Association 2011.
Thank you, Viviana.
Thank you, Alexa.